Hello, beautiful people. Good morning from Dhaka, Bangladesh. Today I'm going to be doing two videos for you. First episode is going to be this Hugo Boss fragrance from the collection or the collection series, which they have around maybe 15 or more. I don't know. So previously you have seen me talking so highly about this perfume which I bought, which is called Courageous Rose, and I rate this very highly. I'm not usually a big fan of rose, but this fragrance, imagine that, like being a rose dominant perfume, it's one of my favorites. So this one I'm keeping in the collection. So today I'm going to be doing a second one from this line, and big thanks to my dear brother Shafi Bhai, who is the owner of the page called SAS Luxury Imports. You can get these fragrances sometimes, like if it's in stock or if available, you can buy from them. Apart from these, they can actually bring many other rare fragrances, designer niche, whatever. So thank you so much, SS Luxury Perfumes. So this one is not my bottle. I am getting this like to review. Yesterday I reviewed a Mansera fragrance from their collection. Later on something happened, I'll tell you in this video. Anyway, sorry, I don't know where I was. Suddenly, I needed to drink some water. I was not feeling well. So anyway, I was saying that this fragrance, is something that, I did the Mansera. I'll talk about that. But this one is called Exuberant, I think, Geranium. And I noticed, to my surprise, there's another geranium in this series. Usually when a company makes a series, usually they just keep one from each, let's say, special line, say, vetiver, geranium, mask, whatever. So they do have two geraniums. The older one, I think, is 2022. I forgot the name. This is 2025 release. Okay, so this is what I'm about to review, and I have it on my hand, and I'll let you know my experience with it. If I should keep it, or I will just call it a pass, or who's it for, performance stuff like that. So I actually am hyped up about the Musk collection. I heard Saint Sebastian Zara, and my friend also told me that Musk one is the best. It's similar to Dior Pafa. I'm like, I want that, but it's very hard to find. Okay, so this is the tester unit, a tester box. All the information is, these are usually EDT intense. Okay, so Exuberant Geranium, this is a limited collection. Oh, this is Pafa, sorry. Sometimes I don't pay attention. I don't look at the details. So this is the nothing much to see in a tester box, but these bottles are really, really heavy and very good. So it reminds me kind of like Body Shop bottles. If you look it from far, see it from far, it does look like Activist or some of the other bottles from Zara and stuff, the rich, warm, addictive kind of bottles. And sometimes some of the Hugo Boss bottles. Okay, so these bottles look like that, but very heavy. These feel very premium. If you do not hold them, you do not know how luxurious they are. They're very heavy, and the sticker and everything is very nice. These are, you can consider their niche line. It has Boss written on the cap. Nice detailing. These are somewhere like $100 something for testers. If you buy full packaging, sometimes they cost up to $200-300 depending on the location. So the cap click test, clicks into place, pick it up, no problem. Show you the atomizer. Good atomizer, distribution is good. I'll give it 8 out of 10. So this one I tested, and this one I'm doing second because the rose one was easy for me. Okay, this is a bit complex. This one, the notes breakdown in this I cannot remember, so I just borrow from Fragrantica. Clary Sage, Geranium, Ambrofix, I don't know what that is, maybe Ambroxan, Basil, Leather, Cumin, Cypriol, oil perhaps, Galbanum, Pink Pepper, and Cedarwood. So this is a very complex sort of notes breakdown, and it sounds like heavy for fall and winter. Yeah, this is exactly for that weather. First of all, the performance for concentration, the Pafa they put, this is a very long-lasting perfume. On my skin, it performed even more than the rose. Some update on the rose. I do not know if I said it in my video or not, but this one, when I wore it, at first it felt like, it's not as strong like compared to Frederic Malle Port Truffle Lady. It's like okay-ish, lighter. Man, this fragrance is a beast. Do not overspray this. And I got like sort of like a headache afterwards because I was wearing it on my neck and stuff. This stuff even beats that. This is like a beastly performer. Okay, so the smell and all that I'll tell you in a bit, but the performance wise, this is very good. I think right seasons to it, this is fall and winter, like colder seasons, and like basically a country where you see cool or kind of cool setup all year round. Like summers are also like 13-12 degrees. Weather is favorable and the winter gets really, really cold for those countries. I think this one is not going to do justice in countries like ours, or let's say Sri Lanka, Malaysia, Indonesia, Singapore, Philippines, Thailand. These kind of countries, like, we don't get so much of cool weather. In Bangladesh, we used to get good winters. Now even that one is gone, but I can sniff the air is changing a little bit due to heavy rain and all that in Dhaka at this moment. So it's kind of cool, lot of rain. So upcoming, say, November, December, January, yeah, these 3 months, this could be a good choice if you want to get this. Okay, so very interesting scent. I think this fragrance, when I smelled it, they did send Fragrantica. This is similar to Frederic Mal's, I think, what is it called? Geranium Pou Mosio. Okay, so this fragrance is similar, and some people voted it up. Means, yeah. So Geranium, I did review or not, I don't remember, but I did not buy it ever. And Geranium, one thing, and second thing is like fragrance like patchouli heavy, Geranium. Let's say some of these complex ones I usually avoid because they are not easy to wear in my setup. I hope you understand. It's not like they are bad fragrances or not suitable. I mean, like, they're not that great. They are good sometimes, but I always buy stuff that is practical. This stuff, I feel I am in the fence, okay? And I'm on the fence because I'm not quite sure if it's going to be something I will purchase, okay? Reason being, this is a very complex and niche style perfume. And the notes that I mentioned, these notes, some of the notes I do pick up is that leather is heavy. And there is definitely something like cumin is like a herb, right? Herb, not herb or spice. Yeah, something like that. And then the basil, there is some greenness in it. It reminds me of fragrances which are powerhouses, you know. And powerhouses is like those fall weather where you have a stable, you have horse, muddy situation, and it's like earthy. There is definitely galbanum, so it's kind of like a lemony, basil-like galbanum floral. It is complex, okay? I'm not gonna say I pick every note from there, but it is very complex. It's definitely niche style perfume. This will not be suitable for younger folks. For me, I'm thinking, not for clubbing, not for dating. Where do you wear this? You wear this in the colder months for yourself. Peaky Blinders, you know, comes to mind. If you are that fan, or you are wearing fragrance just for yourself, this would be a perfect, good choice for sure. And it will project in cold weathers very nicely. I would say projection was about like 8.5. Longevity, I would give it 10. Okay. Versatility is like, I would say 6.5, because in warm setup, this fragrance would be bit much. Very good fragrance. If you like another fragrance come to my mind, man, that fragrance I forgot. It has this wine looking bottle. Oh man, I have to remember the name. Hold on, that fragrance is really good. It got red wine accord. Sorry, I paused and I don't know if the camera angle changed. I was looking for this perfume. I didn't want to just give you the name. I want to show you the fragrance. It's called Grey Flannel, and this is called, I think, Jeffrey Bean's house, you know. So it has that red wine bottle sort of like and you can see even they have some similarity, but it reminds me, this Boss one, the geranium, the floral notes, whatever, like it reminds me of fragrances like those, you know. So, you know, if you like Grey Flannel kind of perfumes, I'm not saying they're the same, because Grey Flannel is like, it also has, man, it has some great smell, you know. It has perhaps galbanum, maybe iris and stuff, red wine accord, some green notes. So this is more green compared to this, but same family, I would say. Okay, so is it Shipra? I don't know, but this fragrance is something that someone would wear in a cold weather, you know, like overcoat, 3-4 layering of clothing. Very winter-like countries, this would be a good choice. Okay, the complexity of this, I'm not going to spray over again. The dry down goes a little bit like a spicy leather, and kind of like green spicy leather, which is very masculine, like definitely not barbershop stuff, but it's more of a mature scent. So I would say 40 plus. Definitely it's like that. And this fragrance is something real fragrance enthusiasts would like. Complexity at best, something unique you can try. It's not your typical designer perfume. I would say this fragrance is not for me. Okay, I would not find occasion to wear this, because I usually wear sweet citrusy stuff or boozy leather. Something has to be sweet. This is anything but sweet and citrusy. Okay, so check out the fragrance. If you find it somewhere, give it a try. If you like it, you know, and get it for a good price, grab it. Overall, I'll say the quality of this perfume, I'll give it 8 out of 10, but it's just something I would call pass, because it's not my kind of stuff. But anyway, you can give it a try if it suits you. All right, have a nice day. Let's do a list and then I'll upload this together. Take care.